You're turning in 10 minutes of BPTV News, brought to you by Binh Phuoc Television and Newspaper. I'm the one with the latest news update, and here are the top stories for today's news. Binh Phuoc implements tasks to boost tourism development, creating a meaningful Mid-Autumn festival for children. Ceremonies celebrating Fidel Castro's first visit to Vietnam. Bank loans to real estate business rise in the first half. Binh Phuoc Province has conducted 55 ad hoc inspections in a bid to improve administrative discipline practice at 19 provincial-level agencies and 36 district-level agencies and affiliated units.
Inspections were aimed at improving the working quality of public employees and civil servants, helping them change their working style and be more professional, responsible, and efficient. Results of the inspections showed that almost all agencies observe office regulations and the Code of Conduct for civil servants and public employees in accordance with directions from the chairperson of the Binh Phuoc Provincial People's Committee in Directive No. 18 dated December 29, 2026 on strengthening administrative discipline practices in the locality. However, results also revealed that some civil servants and public employees have not strictly complied with regulations on administrative discipline practices. The People's Committee previously issued Official Dispatch No. 1736 on implementing administrative reform tasks. Under the dispatch, a local team is to conduct ad hoc inspections to help improve administrative discipline practices and ensure that at least two-thirds of provincial-level agencies and all district-level units are inspected by the end of the year.
Binh Phuoc has implemented key tasks to realize a government resolutions on solutions to accelerate the recovery and sustainable development of the tourism sector.
Tasks include restructuring the sector to make it more professional, modern, and sustainable, further creating the necessary conditions to attract domestic and international visitors, attracting investments in tourism development with a focus on key tourist areas and destinations, developing key products and boosting promotional efforts, and improving the quality of human resources to meet needs in the local tourism sector. Binh Phuoc has been focusing on attracting investment to develop its tourist attractions in recent years, and has developed distinct, outstanding, and appealing destinations. The province also boasts diverse types of tourism, with a focus on ecotourism and spiritual, resort, and sports tourism.
The Phu Rang District Youth Union has conducted a traditional lantern-making program for children to create a happy and meaningful Mid-Autumn festival.
As part of the program, local youth union members talked to children about the meaning of the festival and guided them on steps to make their own traditional lantern. The educational activities not only attracted children but also many parents, and aimed to create joy for children and make the festival more meaningful. Colorful lanterns are unforgettable childhood memories for many people. Helping children make their own lanterns has contributed to preserving Vietnam's unique cultural features.
Now moving on to the top stories around the country. The National Assembly Standing Committee continued its 26th session in Hanoi on September 13.
The committee opined on a series of reports on court affairs and the prevention and combat of crime and corruption on September 13 as part of its ongoing 26th session. The documents were submitted by the Chief Justice of the Supreme People's Court, the Prosecutor General, and the Supreme People's Procuracy and the government. Presenting assessment on the reports, Vice Chairman of the National Assembly's Committee for Judicial Affairs, Nguyễn Mạnh Cường, noted that in 2023, the government has implemented various measures to effectively combat legal violations and crimes. Assessing the government's report on anti-corruption work, the Judicial Committee noted that efforts to discover and handle corruption have been intensified, with comprehensive, strict, and cohesive approaches regarding party discipline, administrative discipline, and criminal prosecution. Many serious cases have been brought to light.
Ladies and gentlemen, 50 years ago, Cuba Commander-in-Chief Fidel Castro made his first visit to Vietnam and the liberated zone in the southern Vietnam. To mark the historic event, ceremonies were held in both countries on September 12.
A solemn ceremony was organized in Havana under the chair of First Secretary of the Communist Party of Cuba Central Committee and President of Cuba, Miguel Mario Diaz-Canel. Speaking at the event, Vietnamese ambassador to Cuba, Lê Thanh Tùng, stressed that President Fidel Castro's visit was an important milestone in the bilateral relations. The visit had helped encourage revolutionary forces and spread the solidarity movement with Vietnam around the world, he added. For his part, Roberto Morales Ojeda, Politburo member and permanent member of the Communist Party of Cuba Central Committee's Secretariat, highlighted the significance of Fidel Castro's visit to Vietnam 50 years ago. It not only contributed to building the traditional fraternal relationship and solidarity between the two countries, but also highlighted the determination of both peoples to build socialism, the official stressed. Also on September 12, the Cuban embassy hosted a ceremony in Hanoi to celebrate first visit to Vietnam by Commander-in-Chief Fidel Castro. At the event, a photo exhibition themed Great Victory of Vietnam and Cuba was also launched. Addressing the event, Cuban ambassador to Vietnam, Orlando Nicolas Hernandez Guillen, highlighted the special ties between the two countries, which was formed amidst the Vietnamese People's Resistance War. The image of the Cuban leader raising the flag of the National Liberation Front of South Vietnam at Pic 241 in Cam Chinh Commune, Cam Lộ District 50 years ago still stays deep in the memories of many Vietnamese people. At this place, President Fidel Castro said, "For Vietnam, Cuba is willing to shed blood." His statement has become a symbol of the Vietnam-Cuba relations and a motto for the loyal friendship between the two nations, not only in the past, but also at present and in the future.
Outstanding loans to real estate sector in the first half of 2023 surged by 14.4%, exceeding the 10.7% growth rate of the whole of 2022, according to the State Bank of Vietnam.
Data of 17 listed banks showed their total outstanding loans for the real estate sector in the first half of 2023 reached $426 trillion, about nearly $17.7 billion, up 36% compared to the end of last year. The proportion of the bank's loans in this sector also increased, from 8% at the end of 2022 to 10% at the end of the second quarter of 2023. The rise showed banks were still continuing to inject capital into the real estate sector even though the real estate market had not improved much. According to the data, 14 out of the 17 banks recorded an increase in outstanding loans for real estate compared to the beginning of the year. The highest growth rate belonged to SHB with a rise of 89%.
The Hanoi Áo Dài Festival will take place in the capital city from October 13 to 15 with the participation of fashion designers, craft villages, and tourism firms.
The festival aims to promote Vietnam tourism in general and Hanoi tourism in particular, changing the image of Áo Dài, Vietnam's traditional dress, from cultural ambassador to tourism ambassador, a typical tourism product of Hanoi. The event's opening ceremony, scheduled for October 13th evening at the pedestrian streets around Hoan Kiem Lake in downtown Hanoi, will be a combination of music, light, and traditional dress shows of the north, central, and southern regions. The festival is expected to create a chance for artisans, fashion designers, and tourism firms to exchange and explore cooperation opportunities.
And that has just wrapped up our bulletin today. You can rewatch our program on BPTV Go or visit our website and YouTube channel. Thanks for staying with us and goodbye for now.